Well, guys, I can't believe it's happened. I'm actually going to drop One Punch Man Season 3. Now, if you would have said that sentence years ago, people would have thought you were crazy. Like, what? How bad could this show have been many years for you to drop the show? Like, there's no way, right? And yet, we have gotten 6 weeks of proof as to why this show is practically irredeemable at this point. Unredeemable. It's just insane the level of garbage that it just became, right? And listen, I understand the whole situation about the whole Bandai Namco thing and, of course, the animators and all this stuff, right? Obviously, I'm not going to completely say, the animators are completely at fault. Obviously, they only had a short amount. They've been pretty much shafted as well. But then, it's kind of hard to feel sometimes bad for them because the animators keep wanting to fight back for some reason. And listen, I understand. I truly get why they want to, combat, try to defend the series the way it is. But what is there really to defend? You're just defending a product that, by all accounts, is bad, right? And I'm going to show you guys an example of one animator, especially one animator from supposedly the next couple of episodes, pretty much describe the situation. And yeah, I got plenty to say about it. So this is a statement by animator Takashi Hashimoto. This is regarding the whole entire One Punch Man situation, basically talking about it, right? Now, there's a lot wrong with this statement, and I'm going to go over it, probably sentence by sentence if possible, but I'll probably talk about it briefly. But with that being said, let's go ahead and talk, right? Regarding One Punch Man, the criticisms, or rather the sheer volume of criticism from people watching illegally overseas, are overwhelming. All right, let me stop you right there. All right, immediately off rip, this is a bad start. Not only are you starting off by, basically devaluing the opinions of just people in general who may be watching it illegally overseas or whatever, right? You're basically saying, you're basically downplaying it. You're saying their opinions don't matter, right? Just because they're watching it illegally. First of all, whether or not they watch it illegally, or say they actually wanted to watch it on Hulu, which, by the way, that's the only way you can watch One Punch Man here in the US. You can only watch it through Hulu, not through Crunchyroll, not through Netflix, not through, Prime Video, not even through, obviously through YouTube, but not even through, other streaming services like Paramount or all this or all that, right? No. Only and only Hulu has One Punch Man Season 3. For $20 a month. Do you realize how outrageous $20 a month is? It's crazy, man. Considering that you have a lot of subscription services as well that costs around the range of $14 to $16 a month, and Hulu is out here charging $20 a month for no ads. That's insane to me, man. And listen, I know that you have the option for $10 a month with ads. Some people just don't want ads, but $20 for no ads? Huh. Holy man, that's kind of nuts. But anyways, either way, regardless of the point, whether or not you watch a show through Hulu or through some other site, it's still the same show. People are entitled to their opinions about a show that everyone agrees is the same show. It's One Punch Man Season 3, Episode 5, Episode 6, Episode 7, regardless, right? We all know that this show is the same show, because we all watched it and basically confirmed that it is the same show because we all seen the same thing. So at the end of it all, what does this prove? The criticisms are still valid because at the end of it all, it's still the same show. It's still the same product. That's number one, all right? So you're already starting to downplay opinions. That's not really a good start. The production team probably feels a lot of pain because of it. Everyone shares the same feeling. Nobody sets out to make the bad product, yet we get criticized for the smallest details. All right, got to stop you there again. Yes, I know the production team is probably going through a lot. And first of all, I don't condone harassment of any kind towards the staff, all right? The staff do not deserve to get bullied or harassed for the work that they do, right? That's plain and simple. No notes, no anything, right? Criticism, however, is a different thing entirely, all right? When we criticize something, it's not criticizing the person itself. We're criticizing the product of what it is. And, obviously we can talk about maybe, it was, you can talk about animators and stuff like that. But even then, the animators are going through a rough process as well. They want to set out the best thing. You can't just blame, the workers for like, setting out to make a bad toy, but then we find out that it was because of some lazy oversight that the higher ups didn't bother to, address. At that point, that is the fault of the higher ups. In this case, One Punch Man has that similar issue. We're all blaming Bandai Namco for rushing the show, pushing it to a deadline, and not giving out enough resources for it. Of course, we know that you're not trying to set out to make a bad product. The point is that the bad product is One Punch Man Season 3. It is by its default a bad product. It's not the product that the consumer, expected of it, right? If you get a toy that you are selling us through, a commercial or through an ad, right? You send us that toy expecting it to be, to function the way it does. And yet when we get it, we get a broken piece of toy that doesn't function, or at the very least, it doesn't look like anything like we expected. Do I just have to keep it? No, we return it, right? And listen, about the whole criticize for the smallest details thing, it's not the smallest details about this show that we have a problem with, because as far as you're concerned, the smallest details are literally in plain sight. All right? It's literally in front of our faces, and you're expecting us to just turn a blind eye. That's not it, man. People can talk about animation errors all they want, right? But at the end of it all, animation errors can exist. Full on like bad animation is something that just doesn't happen by accident. It happens because of a certain reason, right? So, of course, that is bound to be criticized. Even more so, right? Okay, let's continue on. Where's our motivation supposed to go? I'll be blunt. In the next few weeks, something we poured our hearts and souls into will be aired. If people call it crap or paper play, kagishibai or limited animation, as they would say, then so be it. But we pushed ourselves to the very limit. Please think about the creators behind the screen. All right. Again. So, he's being blunt about this. He's talking about this like this is their magnum opus now. Like, this is going to be the ones that they poured their heart and souls into, right? This is going to be the one that will blow your pants away. This is the one that will make you cream your pants, man. All right? And I understand that. You put your hearts and souls into it, right? I don't deny that. I don't deny anything that you said about putting your hearts and souls in it. I don't really disagree with that. I agree, and I know for sure that you guys are putting everything you can into this anime. I trust you guys that you guys are actually doing your best. But the thing is, why can't you just tell us the reason why it's not the way it's supposed to be? Look at this. I want you to... Okay, let me just say this, right? Let me just kind of like a direct message to Hashimoto-san, if possible, right? Let's say this, right? I want you to look at the past 6 episodes, right? I don't know if you worked on them. You probably didn't. You're probably working on the next couple of episodes. I don't even know if you did work on the past episodes. But I want you to look at those past 6 episodes. I want you to ask the directors / producers / animators of those episodes and ask them if they're proud of their work. Are they actually proud of what they've done? If they say yes, then there's a problem. And if the answer is no, then there's also a problem, but at least we know the actual problem / the solution to it, right? Whereas, like, if they would have said yes, then at that point we're like, then what are we supposed to do? Because if the animators feel proud of what they did, then what can we really say? Is that just going to be the trend for the next couple of years now, where every anime in general is just going to feel the same way and be like, this is good enough. I'm sure all these like fans will eat it up like it's nothing, right? Like slop. No. Right? People love what the creators love. There's a reason why when a lot of creators do certain things, animations, videos, products, toys, food, is that when they love something and they want to share it with the world, then more likely than not, the world will love it with them. People that have a passion for certain projects make this project that they love so much, and it is felt through it, right? We feel the passion when people actually produce something insanely cool, because it's a passion project, Whether it be small or whether it be large, If the passion is there and it shows, then we can appreciate that. The thing is that we don't see the passion and the love for this one because, for what it's worth, they probably weren't able to showcase it. They probably were limited to what they had, and they couldn't do it. Right? I'm just like stating my possible, hypothesis for what that might be. But I do believe that you guys are trying your best, but you guys are constantly defending it. I don't know if you guys are like afraid of the jobs or you actually are this, delusional, right? Whatever the case may be, right? At the end of it all, the anime is bad. That's just a criticism, right? It is bad. We can talk about the reasons why it's bad. I'm not going to go into it too much, but of course, there's a lot of channels that go through all of it. They'll tell you exactly what is wrong. I'm not going to go ahead and just regurgitate everything, right? And listen, it will be left to be seen, right? Next Sunday, when the next couple of episodes will come out, and you're the one working on this, Hashimoto-san, I hope we can feel what you guys have poured your hearts and souls into, right? I hope we can feel it. Because if we don't feel anything from that week, then I'm afraid it's not enough. And you may think, so be it, but at the same time, you should also just think about, like, why does the standard go low? In your opinion, right? If you think you did a great job, then I trust you, right? You've worked on plenty of good stuff. You worked on Naruto. You worked on One Piece. I trust you as an animator. But we just hope that we can actually see that and that we can feel it, right? Because you even see in like cases like My Hero Academia, we all felt the last episode. The last episode felt great, and you can feel the passion in everything that is done. The voice acting, the music, the animation, everything. It just felt great. And now we expect to feel the same for you, but we should have felt that way 6 weeks ago when the first episode aired. So that's basically what I'm saying, man. I hope that this was good. I hope that these next weeks are good. But this should have been the standard since the beginning. This shouldn't be saved. This shouldn't be like the whole meme of like, oh, bro, trust me, man, it gets good after like 6 episodes. People don't have the patience to watch 6 episodes. People have lives, people have jobs, people have all this to do, right? Sometimes they don't even have time to even watch a single episode, and yet they're expected to be forced to binge 6 episodes just to get to the good part. People don't even really have the patience for that anymore, especially in this day and age. So for once, just I hope it is good, right? I hope the next couple of weeks are good. I managed to find the time to be able to watch it, but man, I just hope, man. Otherwise, it is going to be a complete drop. It is going to be a complete drop. We aren't doing these as volunteers. This is everyone's job. The more you bully us, the more the staff will disappear. Guaranteed. Again, we're not trying to bully. If you're a guy who's bullying and harassing these staff, just stop. Take some time off the internet. Go do something else, man. Because clearly your campaign or your crusade to bully the staff that ruined your favorite show is it's gonna fall on deaf ears, first of all, and second of all, even if it was noticeable, people will know you're an asshole. So get the hell out of here, right? But now, for the staff, we know it's a job. We know it's your job. But jobs and products that you make are always bound to be critical, regardless of the person. I don't care if you're this like super popular, super amazing guy. I don't even care if like you're LeBron James or I don't care if you're Steph Curry or Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi. I don't even care if you're like Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter. I don't care if you're the people on like K-pop like BTS, Stray Kids, all these other people, right? I don't care who you are, right? At the end of it all, if the product itself from that person is bad, then it deserves to be criticized as bad. It doesn't matter what the person is. It matters what the product is. If the product is bad, then it is bad. All right? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Are people going to really change their opinions about the person itself? Not really. Not really in a sense. But it will kind of put a little blemish in there. But that's because the focus, or at least the product in there, was, not worth people's time. So criticism is just something that exists as a way to make you better, right? Or at least in this case, it is a way to kind of like address the issues at hand and hope that it gets better soon, pretty much, right? That's pretty much the entire thing. Because obviously if people set out to make bad products, then that's just going to set a standard that people don't really care about the consumers. They just care about making money, which it seems like that's Bandai Namco's way of thinking now. So again, I actually do feel bad for the animators, right? People can say a lot of stuff about like, oh, I don't care about the animators, they're part of the reason why, listen, the animators are trying their best. I genuinely believe that. I actually do believe that, right? But you can't just silence criticism either. You can't just be telling us, okay, we did a bad product, but all of a sudden we can't speak about it. It's out in the public. Of course we're supposed to speak about it, because it's something that people have been watching, people are talking about it. Why are we not supposed to talk about how bad it is? That just doesn't compute, right? But with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think about One Punch Man Season 3. Let me know if you guys agree with this statement, or if you do disagree, let me know as to why. Tell me about the season. Let me know your expectations or lack of, But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I hope that things get better. Not just for this show, but for the industry in general. I hope so. But yeah, see you guys. Take care.